Have you ever been through something so challenging that it's changed you forever? Today I'm sharing the one thing that I am most proud of and how it transformed my life as a result and taught me about how to navigate through pain and suffering and create self-discovery within my life. And if you've ever felt stuck or you're in a survival mode, then this video will actually share some practical tips to help you navigate through the pain and suffering and help you get unstuck. So if this is a topic that is resonating and sparking your curiosity, then please stick around. For anyone new to this channel, hello, I am Tanya. I am a rapid transformational therapist and coach, and I empower women over the age of 40 to truly authentically love themselves and thrive in whichever phase of life they may find themselves. So in this video, as I said, I'm going to share my own personal story, but I'm also going to provide practical tools and tips to enable you to then apply your story and reframe and embed things into your life to actually help you navigate through whatever you're experiencing at the moment. And this is the bit that my kind of story. At the age of 5, we moved from Scotland to Greece, where my father originally came from, and I didn't speak a word of Greek. So this was a change that was actually thrust upon me. I didn't have a choice in the matter, but at the age of 5, I sort of saw it with excitement and interest and curiosity. And this is the kind of reframe that I did. I embraced the fundamental change that I was experiencing with a growth mindset. I saw it as the opportunity and the lesson for me to experience something new. New culture, new language, new people, and new climate, because back then we had proper seasons in Greece. So I saw that as an opportunity rather than me resisting the change that was happening. Don't get me wrong, when I was there and I couldn't speak the language, I felt angry, frustrated, annoyed, disappointed, resentment. I felt all those emotions, but rather than staying in those emotions and staying in a fixed mindset that, oh, I can't speak the language, there's no point in even trying. Instead, I embraced that growth mindset, which was, okay, I get the opportunity to learn a new language. I get the opportunity to meet and interact with different friends, cousins, relatives that I had from when I lived in Scotland. So embracing that fundamental change and shifting my mindset to become a growth one has enabled me to navigate through my life. Now, I haven't had it all figured out, full disclosure, but because of the growth mindset, I embraced learning, and because then I did the transition 12 years later where we came back to Scotland. And that was a bigger cultural shock because you're coming in as a teenager into an environment that you may speak the language, but culturally you do not necessarily fit in, because the pace and content of life in Greece was totally different to the way that it tends to be over here in the UK. And as a result, that was a major kind of upheaval, and even though I wanted it, I still experienced a lot of kind of peaks and troughs, and the troughs for me were actually really deep at that time, despite me actually wanting the transition. But I still rose, that resilience, that determination that I was going to use every opportunity that came my way as an opportunity to learn, grow, expand, push my comfort zone. And I used that throughout my career as well, because I then went on to university, then I trained as an accountant. I worked in a number of different industries and sectors within as an accountant, and over the years gained new skills, new abilities, and then I ended up pivoting my career as well, and I moved from being an accountant to then being a coach and a therapist. So that growth mindset has enabled me to transform my life at multiple times throughout my life. And that resilience was actually really key and fundamental. Now, the kind of fundamental bit that people tend to sort of get stuck in is that we want to avoid pain and we seek comfort. That is our primitive human wiring. Within our brain, that is what we want: survival. We want to feel comfortable, to stay in our comfort zone, to feel safe and secure, do the things that we're good at, and have the interactions that we enjoy. But in so doing, we're also avoiding the expansion of our life, because I know people in my life that have lived in the village that they were born in Greece. They may have done a little bit of travelling, but they've not really ventured much further out. Their comfort zone is very, very small, and they may be comfortable and content and happy in that life setting and the decision that they've made, but not always necessarily so. And then there's people that have sort of like broken free from living in the village, and they've decided to actually go to the big city, put themselves in situations that they were unfamiliar, they were discomfort, and they push the boundaries out. So there's a lot of psychology and research that's actually happened as to why we want to seek the comfort and avoid the pain. But in some instances, there is the kind of chemical reactions that are happening in our brain and in our body that actually create all the relevant kind of dopamine, endorphins, and the kind of chemicals within our body that actually propel us to want to seek the pleasure. And if that pleasure is in the comfort, then that's where we stay, as opposed to wiring and firing it in such a way that you actually seek those kind of pleasure hormones via expanding your comfort zone, taking the uncomfortable action, and then getting the reward of achieving whatever you're setting out to achieve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a series of 3 videos that are going to touch a bit more on the research, the psychology, the rationale as to why we do we want to seek avoiding pain and seek the comfort. So I'll do more on that in future kind of videos, but I just wanted to sort of mention that briefly in here to make you realize that you're not alone if you're actually seeking the avoiding the pain and you want to stay in the comfort. But in doing so, eventually over time, you might actually start feeling uncomfortable by being stuck in your comfort zone. So the 3 steps to help you navigate from pain and gain the kind of find the growth, whether it is move from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset, we've all got the ability to actually shift the way that we actually think. And the 3 kind of tips associated with this are: first tip, number 1, it's about pause and reflect. This is where you can either journal, you can meditate, you can actually just spend some quiet time, not even going into meditation, but just deeply thinking, what is this pain trying to teach you? Is it because you're afraid that you're going to be alone, that people are going to reject you? Is it a case of what is your kind of current situation? What is the pain that you're actually trying to avoid? And then it's about the second tip, it's about seeking the support. Now, whether it is a friend, a colleague, a coach, a therapist, a counsellor, someone that can actually impartially listen to where you're at and help challenge your thinking, because sometimes when you're stuck in your own head, you just ruminate, you just keep, like, if it's a negative kind of thought that you're having, you just go around in circles and it just stays negative. But sometimes seeing things from a different perspective, sometimes being challenged to think things in a different way, or having someone like throw up the mirror and sort of like show where you may have some blind spots, because a lot of people tend to have a lot of conflict. We think that we want something, but our behaviours and actions are conflicting with what we actually want, and as a result they negate each other. And it's about having that kind of safe space where you can actually share, but it can help you expand and grow and like avoid the pain and gain the kind of pleasure by actually pushing the comfort zone out. And the tip number 3 is about focusing on small, consistent action that you can actually take. Now, if you've never done journaling, if you've never done meditation, if you've never done self-reflection, starting something like that can be daunting, it can be overwhelming. But if you take little steps and you sort of say that maybe once a week you're going to start doing half an hour of self-reflection, or maybe half an hour is just too long. Maybe what you want to do is spend a minute a day, and you do 7 minutes over the week where you self-reflect and you tap into, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? What am I experiencing? Am I feeling pain? Am I feeling pleasure? Why am I feeling the pain? Why am I feeling the pleasure? Do the kind of self-reflection, and that will start helping you start seeing patterns of behavior, patterns of thoughts, and then it will help you to sort of like unravel and see the kind of bigger picture for you. So let me know in the comments below, have you been stuck in a pattern of avoiding pain and seeking comfort? Have you broken through your comfort? And what, if you have, what have you broken through? What was your experience? Let me know in the comments below. I'd really love to sort of hear. And if you found this content of value, of benefit, then please like and subscribe. If you think someone in your life would benefit from this type of content, then please share it with them. As I'm trying to grow a tribe community through this YouTube channel where we're actually sharing sometimes uncomfortable and difficult situations that we're experiencing, but there is a way to turn the pain into pleasure, into actual growth, into expansion, and as a result our lives will expand. So I always finish these videos saying, I want you to go out and seize the day. I want you to have the most amazing day. And I want you to take a minute, 2 minutes to self-reflect. See where you're at, what you want to sort of like change, what's not working for you quite at this moment in time. And maybe figure out what are the kind of little steps that you need to take to help you move forward. And I always say we've got choices in life. So please choose wisely. Help yourself avoid the pain and seek the pleasure and get the growth in your life in order for you to thrive. So until the next one, bye.